Okay, so the other day I got to lead a small group at church, and basically what we learned was the Dear Man acronym. And I had never heard of it before, but I'm really excited to share it with you now. And this is all about speaking assertively, but with love, so we can have good communication, but also showing the love of God as we navigate our conversations. So, I am going to use examples today based on money and how you might want to think about speaking to your partner or your spouse in regards to paying off debt, because I know that that can be a sore spot for a lot of people. So we're going to use a couple scriptures, and the first one is Ephesians 4:15, and Ephesians 4:15 says, "Instead, speaking the truth in love, we will grow to become in every respect the mature body of Him who is the head, that is Christ." Okay, so we're going to dive into our Dear Man acronym. The first one is obviously D. And with the D, this is where we describe the situation clearly and briefly. So this is describe. This is where we talk about facts, not feelings. We're describing the situation. That's it. So for example, you might say, "We are not making any progress on our debt." You don't involve your feelings, okay? Then E is where we express. This is where you could dive into your feelings a little bit, and you could say something like, "This makes me feel frustrated, like we'll never reach our goals." So we're not accusing, you were just saying how you feel about the situation. Not how you feel about him and how he's behaving with money, not any of that. It's how you feel about the situation. Okay? So that's E, express how you feel. A is assert. Assert what you need. Assert what you need. So for example, this could be, "I would like us to sit down and come up with a plan that we can stick to." Might be your assert for speaking to your partner about paying off debt. You want to be direct, but also really respectful, because remember, your goal here is not to accuse, you're not blaming, you're not shaming, you just want to become one and get on common ground with your partner here, okay? So then your R is going to be reinforce. And here you're going to reinforce why it matters. Why is this important to you? Why is it important to your relationship? The other thing about kind of like this whole encompassing, mindfulness about conversation is you're always thinking about what is best for the relationship. Not what is best for him, not what is best for you. What is best for the relationship in the aspect on how you use your words, okay? So R is going to be where you explain the benefits, honoring your requests. So that could look something like this. "That way we can work together, get this debt paid off, and feel good about our future." So you insert what you needed was the coming up with the plan together, and you're reinforcing it because that way we can work together, get this debt paid off, and feel good about our future, okay? Now we get to the man part. M is being mindful of your goal. So here's where you're mindful, okay? So you're staying on track, you're avoiding distractions, you are putting the goal at the forefront of your mind here, okay? So you might say something like, "This way we can work as a team to reduce the stress we have around our finances," okay? And then A is appear confident. So you're not wavering, you're not accusing, you're appearing confident. There's definitely a difference between being assertive and aggressive, okay? So you want to appear that you're confident not only in your ability to work together to get this debt paid off, but you're confident in the way you're presenting it, and you're confident that you two can come together, reach this goal, so you can have a future where you're not worried about your finances, okay? So you want to appear confident. Maintain good posture, eye contact, try to speak clearly and concisely, not wavering in your words. It's okay if you have to practice this conversation a little bit. I know these conversations can be tough, so if you need to speak it out while you're driving in your car by yourself, that's totally fine, right? But we want to make sure that when we have this conversation, we are not firing on all cylinders. We are calm, we're confident, we're respectful, we're assertive, but we're speaking in love, okay? The next one is probably my favorite, actually, just because I love to see where other people are coming from. So the N stands for negotiate. And this is where you might say something like, you know, you want to be flexible, but still holding firm to what it is you desire and your needs. So in this case, it would be holding firm to getting the meeting booked so you can work together and create a plan to pay off the debt, right? An example might be, you might say to your partner, I'm willing to give up some of my unnecessary spending to reach this goal. I'm excited to see what other ideas you have. So you're bringing them in, right? Like you're kind of asking a question. When you present it this way, your partner and spouse knows that they're going to have some skin in the game. It's not you talking to them. It's not you creating this spreadsheet and then going, okay, here, honey, this is what we have to do. No, like you're a team. You're working on this together. Okay. So this is your Dear Man acronym. What do you think? When you're in the heat of the moment, you're probably not going to be like, oh yeah, okay, so D is describe, E is express, A is assert, R is reinforce. You know, you're probably not going to be able to. So I highly suggest that you practice this, especially if you know that you have to have a tough conversation. And then if you're in the heat of it and you're faced with this conversation that you know you must have, just remember that you want to speak Christ-like, but confidently, and you want to negotiate and be open to what the other person has to offer for the situation. Okay, so that would be my tip to you if you're like, oh my gosh, there's an acronym for, you know, how I should have this conversation, but I don't remember, it's not in front of me. So I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to put a bow on it, closing with scripture, Romans 12:18. If possible, as far as it depends on you, live peacefully with all. So I hope this was helpful. If you want my Google Doc of the acronym with the examples on here, just let me know. I just have it saved and I can easily send that to you. So hope you enjoy.